Hello, welcome back. Let's get straight to the proclamation, shall we? First up, Makoni. Watch out, boys, she'll chew you up. Is the prophet of Manita Mildred, Lord of Inventions, Master of Blood, the Hungry Earth, Lord of the Crafts. Okay, Hungry Earth's kind of a good epithet for that, right? Sarmatia, we have neither lizard nor wizard he. Neither lizard nor wizard he. Prophet of Lizard Blizzard, Blizzard Wizard, and Lizard Wizard. Enemy of Infants, Patron of Trade and Manual Workers. Okay, I guess that's a trinity of some sort. Memoria, we have Uranus, the will soon die father, the verbal champion, the prophet of Gaia. Gaia? Is that an unnamed pretender? What is that? Mother of the Cursed, yeah, I'll say. Lady of Animals, Patron of Herbalists, Lady of Plants and Trees. Marboni, we have the Baconator. He's the prophet of Pork Crackling Enthusiast. Leader on Impurity, King of Every Flame. Sounds like going heavy on boars, but the epithets suggest not a lot of magic, so maybe not much of a bless, actually. Pyrenees, we have Steve was a fraud. He's the prophet of Passion, Diligence, and Control. The Everlasting Mother, Patron of Languages. Abyssia, we have Magmalin Monroe. He's the prophet of Lovely Lava Ladies. Left Hand of Knowledge, Lord of the Black Wind, King of Pain. Ubar, we have Sacrificial Prophet number 1. The prophet of You Must Be This Tall to Enter. The Earth Monster, Director of the World, King of the Sunny Ground, the Teacher of Philosophy. Yomi, we have Baked Beans 9 out of 10. He's the prophet of Germ Focus Group for Pocky Flavor. He who is on the mountain. Very few epithets in this game. Does that mean low dominion? Calum, forgot to think of a name. Is the prophet of Bird Boy. Lord of Insanity, the Morning Star, Prince of Afar, Lord of Brilliance. In Baratos, we have Bride number 1, Nancy. The prophet of 7 brides for the 7th seal. Lord of the Dawn, King of this World, Lord of Stellar Light, and Keeper of Celestial Records. Much better. I assume that's High Dominion. Roos, we have Barely Unbearable, is the prophet of Bear With Us. The Divine Smith, Guardian of Existence, and the Leaf Lord. And Moose Behind, This Means I Win, yeah? Is the prophet of Mew Spellheim. The Unmoving Master, King of Horses, Prince of the Spring, Lord of Grasses, Grain, and Reed. No, unfortunately you still have to claim thrones. There is a scout report. Who expanded on turn 1? That's right, it is Pyrenees. With a scout. So, not really expanding turn 1. Is set to retreat, so I guess just doing this to get a very accurate report of what is going on in this province. So, wanted to ping Chilad Caverns. Yeah, the nearby provinces are all quite small for him, it looks like, doesn't it? Well, it's hard to say what his scouting report looks like. We can only see what our scouting report looks like. And we have, scouts with spy in these provinces, so our scouting reports are actually very accurate. Pyrenees might not be. But anyway, let's have proclamations and scouting reports. We also have a few messages. Sometimes I'll look at these, sometimes I won't. In this case, let's see, some people are just telling us stuff about what they're doing. So Pyrenees didn't like random research being on. A few people mentioned that. I've never set up a game before, so I didn't really think about whether people like random research or fixed research or whatever. I just left it on. I got Con 1, which would have made an Awake Expander Titan viable. Too bad I don't have one of those. Might be able to do some interesting Meruth champ thugging though. We'll see. I guess banking on being able to get 1 in the path you wanted. Expansion pretty typical for EA. Pyrenees, flood the underground with cavemen dudes. Try to get upstairs and find a forest ASAP. Nearest exit is in my cap circle. Yeah. So Pyrenees likes forest. Wow, he's going to be very pleased with the start he has then. Leads directly into a forest. Pretty close to Calum though, so yeah. We'll see. Baratos says, here's my early game plan. Secure a wasteland province. Much easier by the fact that my cap borders 2 wastelands. Yeah. Good for him then. My cap circle is kind of crazy. 7 land connections and 1 water. I've never seen such a blessed start. My starting research gave me blood too as well, so I've got no excuses for fucking this up. Well, there you go. Roos has sent us some kind of bear steak recipe, so there we go. And Muspelheim, the only person to tell us about the Pretender and Bless. So I went with Larger and Regen on a Dormant Immobile Monolith. 5 to 6 giants can clear the vast majority of provinces with just Larger. This relatively minor Bless let me take the scales to actually afford 3 giants a turn all of year 0. Fantastic. So that's what we know about the players so far. So, what else can we see now? It looks like Baratos has an Awake Divine Glyph, so not going to be helpful with expanding, but it is Awake. We'll get to see what they do next. They said that they want a wasteland. They're going to have difficulty getting over the river is the problem, so where would I expand? I mean, this looks really easy. It's pretty high income, so probably the Kasavik Highland is going to be better for resources, but looks very difficult. This is Atlantean Militias and Shamblers. Might be difficult, who knows? And this would also be a good resource province, although he won't know that, I don't think. I don't know if the resources will show up if his Dominion is here or not. Tough to say. So, probably going to attack Pannonia, if I had to guess. Let's see what happens next turn. Roos next. So, more difficult starting provinces. They have a heavy infantry and a big barb province, 80 barbs next to them. Wolf tribe as well, also not great. Although Roos has some pretty strong units, so they might not be too bothered. Undead province led by a white mage might be difficult, I don't know. Again, bit of an awkward complexion there. And then some Lion Tribe, that would be really easy at least. So they've got one really easy province. So if it were me, I'd probably just be attacking the Lion Tribe because I'd be really confused about the other stuff. But we'll see. Can't see a god for Roos, but yeah, I imagine he'll have some... They have like nice sacreds, right? That turn into bears. We'll see what they do. Ubar next. Doesn't look like you have an awake god either. In fact, I don't think Ubar can have an awake god. I think they're cap upgrades when their god appears, so yeah. Ubar's pretty strong though, right? They can probably hit whatever they want. Probably go after Antikrator's bounty then? Tough to say. Lizards can be a bit tricky. So can Wolf Tribe. But otherwise, they've got really easy provinces. Oh, is that a Cloud Mage? Okay, so this province has the Wind Spy, so there's a Cloud Mage in it. Well, that could cause an upset, that would be fun. I'll have to wait and see. Pyrenees, yeah, probably going to attack Chilad if they're scouting it. It looks really small. But every province next to them is really small. It's funny, the next ring then is like, we've got a huge like Fiends of Darkness province, bunch of Zots, 110 ghouls, 60 cavemen. So yeah, the first ring is pretty simple, although both of these are quite big Sino provinces as well. Aren't Sinos quite difficult? I think they probably go into Chilad though, don't they? Looks like they want the caves, so yeah. They'll probably go Chilad and then up to the forest when they see it. Never played Pyrenees, but it sounds that way. Do you have an awake god? Nope, not that we can see. An Abyssia nearby. You also have... Oh, no Fiends of Darkness, just a Shade Lord and some Shade Beasts. Okay. Your provinces look tiny. They look really easy. 20 Zots. 20 Kaonis. Some Shades. Their best province is this province, which is... It does look the most intimidating. And then we've got 20 Zots and 20 Troglodytes. I mean, that's pretty blessed. And as soon as you get past that, there's 110 Burkides, so... What are they called? Becrides. 50 Lavaborn in the throne over here. Okay. Interesting. We'll see what they do. Marverni. A huge dragon. Nice. Classic. So they'll probably just throw the dragon into whatever province has Dominion. Looks like Dominion in 2 provinces? or 3. So this is Wolf Tribe though. That's still fine for a dragon, right? If it's scripted right, I think. think you want to make sure that it uses its breath. I probably wouldn't send the dragon into the lizards. Sometimes lizards have a shaman. In this case, it does as well. Shamans cast Curse, I think. That's Nature Astral, right? Did that change in... it might have changed in... Or maybe it's Astral Nature? It used to be the case that you didn't want to attack lizard provinces with your Pretender because they'd cast Curse. But I don't see Curse in the list, so... Is it a Glamour spell now? Maybe I'll look that up later. But, oh, there it is. It's Glamour Nature now. Ah, so lizard shamans can't curse you anymore. That's good to know, actually. Okay, might not be too bad then. Yeah, usually you want to just avoid lizard provinces with your expander because they'd curse your Pretender, and then, you know, you're more likely to get afflictions. Maybe that's not too much of a problem anymore, though. Lizards do hit twice, but, I mean, it's a dragon. It'll be fine. It's only 30 lizards. Yeah, you can probably attack any of these provinces with Dominion. Depends what he wants. This province is certainly the highest income. Probably sends the dragon into the wolf tribe then, and sends his units at, like, something else. This is Bone tribe, which is really good from that's going to be a difficult province to pick up, though. Interesting. We'll see. Next up, Muspelheim. Well, Muspelheim's told us what they have. It's a larger regen bless. How is this province free from any units? I would say that suggests that there's some kind of mage here that's shrouding things, but our scouts have a spirit sight, so I assume they would see that? That's a bit odd. We'll have to see what happens if he moves here. Besides that, lizards are a bit tricky for giants, because he's only going to have like 3 or 4 of them. And the lizards will poke him quite a bit, so I'd avoid the swamp if it were me. Everything else he'll walk over though, except maybe the barb as well. That is a 50 barb province, which isn't great in your cap circle. But it's guarding a 27 income wasteland anyway, so he probably doesn't care too much. These are the 2 closest nations in the game. And touching cap circles, so it'd be funny if they don't see each other for a while because they avoid these 2 provinces, but we'll see. Yeah, everything else looks really easy though. This is heavy cab, but it's small. Heavy infantry, but it's small. Yeah. Muspelheim will have fine expansion. I wouldn't hit the lizards though. Maconi then, yeah. So they might go to Mountains of Mist, who knows? It's extremely small. Other than that, we've got a bunch of horse tribe, some malicious heavy infantries, 60 deer tribe, not much of a threat. Deer tribe aren't very strong. 40 jaguar tribe. Yeah, I think again they can go pretty much wherever they want. What can they see? They can see these 2 provinces. So yeah, might try to attack Kinney's Plain. There is horse tribes, it's a bit awkward, but all these dudes have shields, I think, so it's a huge income province that he can see. I'd probably attack Kinney's, but we'll see. Army commanded by Maneater Mildred the Maneater. Maneater? What pretender is Maneater? I can't remember. Is that the like Monstra looking thing? I guess we'll see it next turn. So yeah, he probably has an Awake Expander as well. Ah, that might be quite interesting then. If Maconi has a strong expansion and then Muspelheim's right next to them expanding with giants. Yeah, they might, I don't know, it'd be interesting to see what they do about their close borders. There's like 2 provinces here and 2 provinces here, and then the farmland that they probably both want. Quite a lot of farms around here though. Yeah, we'll wait and see what they do. Sauro next. Okay. Sauro. You do not have an Awake God. Probably has some kind of imprisoned thing with a big bless for the Oyapartas, if I had to guess. You have 50 Jaguar. Is that okay? I can't remember. Are the Oyapartas, do they suffer from ranged units? I think maybe they do, right? Because the rider has a shield, but the mount doesn't. So the mount just takes a bunch of arrow fire and stuff. So 50 slings might be a problem, I'm not sure. And then this is 60 wolf tribe. Ugh, this really is the worst province in the game. I'd probably avoid those 2, at least till I get established. This is also 60 wolf tribe, oh no. Yeah, I'd probably be attacking Fukan anyway. Fukan and Trackless Woods while I build up more units to hit these things. But we'll have to see what they do. Yeah, probably not going to have any kind of awake god. Memoria also don't seem to have an awake god. Lots of provinces they can move to though. These are bigger reports than we've seen. 60 bone tribes, 70 heavy cavalry. Ugh. A bunch of jaguar tribe, some archers. I mean the others are pretty easy though, right? What can they see? They can see these two provinces, so not ideal for them. So they also know that they aren't very valuable though. The other provinces are. If they want the resources, I'd probably just attack Endron, I think. But we'll see what they do. These three provinces are all pretty easy for them, I'm pretty sure. So yeah. See what they do next turn. Calum. I'm not sure about Calum. Is their starting army quite weak? They don't have an awake pretender. I'm really not sure about Calum. It might be quite easy for them to expand into small provinces like this. They'll just hold and attack rear and all the flying units will just kill the commanders. I've never actually played Calum, I don't think, so I'm not sure how... Their units are very weak, but I'm not sure if that doesn't matter because they all fly. I'd probably just avoid the Wolf Tribe province at the start though. Yeah, and they can see it's quite a puny province anyway. Ugh, all the provinces next to them are actually quite low income, aren't they? Yeah, one of the worst starts for income. But, yeah. Have to see what they do. I think they can probably just go into any of the... They're all quite small provinces is the thing. So even if they have some losses, they can probably go anywhere, right? Yomi. Army appears to be commanded by Jerem Focus Group for Pocky Flavor, the Archmage. So an awake god, but not an expander, I don't think. Unless he's got some sick strats for an Archmage. So he's probably carrying some kind of Incarnate Bless. I don't really... Do you have... They have Sacred Commanders, right? But not Sacred Units. So he could be... Can you expand with these guys, maybe? Did you recruit an Oni Shugo? I can't see if he did. I don't really know how Yomi plays, so we'll have to wait and see. So, I'll have to say what he's going to do here. And then we're back to Veritas. Have we looked at those already? I think so, right? Yeah, we've looked at everyone now. Alright then. Well, there's turn 2. Starting to think about how to record this. I don't think we need to look too much at like all of the expansion battles, do we? We'll look at some of the early expansion battles just to see what people are doing, and then after that, I think I'll only record battles where things go wrong or things are interesting. Otherwise, I'll just look at the map and we'll just watch how people are expanding. So these early turns might be a bit dense with just looking at everything, but I think once we're established, I'll try to cut down on the amount of stuff I'm talking about and just focus on the stuff that's interesting. But I think starting positions and what they can see and what they might do is interesting, so I'd go through everyone. Next time we'll get insight into gods and blesses and things as well. So look forward to that. Anyway, that's turn 2 in this exciting MuBad Plus game. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hello, welcome back. Some more messages. Sarah telling us about their bless. So we'll probably see their bless in a second anyway. High res, larger, blur, awareness, strength. This and larger gives 6 strength total. Yep, seems like a good bless to me. Yomi. Expand with Dione. Yeah, I think we surmised that from seeing the Pretender. Blesses Righteous Wrath, Unholy Weapons, nice. Fire Shield and larger. Cold 2 due to Muspelheim, Abyssia and Uber. Interesting. Some game plan here. I think a big challenge will be to have enough siege chaff for my first war. I must capture forts because mine suck. Okay. My Sacreds will be very vulnerable to evocations and arrows. Okay. And finally, Muspelheim. Not a bad cap circle. Lizard Warrior provinces always have S1N1 Indie Mages, which would be a huge boost. Don't seem to be any nasty looking provinces, unless the Barb Prov is much larger than my scouting would suggest. Okay. Now then, what do we do here? Do we watch all 14 battles, I think it was? Let's look at the map first. No upsets this turn, so nobody died on the expansion, so that's good news. Let's just go through everyone one by one. So, Yomi hits the woodlands first. Goes after the Jade Amazons. He's got his starting army of Ko-Oni and bandits. He does also have a... this is Prophet? Not even, just some guy. Buffing up. So while those guys are killing the indies, do you do anything? No, just skelly spam, okay. Ko-Oni look like they all died. Just the bandits. And this guy's just skelly spamming, okay. Seems to work for him though. So, lost most of the Ko-Oni, some of the bandits. Yeah, we'll see what he does over the next few turns. He's immediately adjacent to Femoria, so there we go. Yeah. A lot of people are already seeing their neighbours, which is a bit funny, but... as it is though, there we go. Yomi with a good expansion. Baratos next moves straight up into the swamp. Interesting. No real losses though, just killing those Atlantean Shamblers. 100 income swamp though, not bad. Pretty nice start for him. Down here we have Pyrenees and... What is this? Free fort. Can I see events? Oh, I can. A local lord has built a fortress to defend his lands from the revolting peasants. Well... Pyrenees with a turn 2 free palisades. Is it a palisade? Yeah. That's pretty interesting. Pretty good start for them, I would think. How did your battle go? Didn't even have any losses, so they're having a great start, I think. That's pretty unexpected. Does have misfortune scales, so yeah. Pretty incredible stuff there. And can also see Abyssia over here. Moved straight up into Narrow Mist. Now that's a bit awkward because if they keep going, they will get a throne. They'll hit a dead end and be forced onto the surface. In Roos's Cap Circle. I don't know. Hopefully they expand down. This might be a level 1 throne. Oh, it's the Throne of Life. Pretty weak indies on this map, it seems. We'll have to see what Abyssia does. I mean, these are the same units that Abyssia has, but there's more of them, so presumably he doesn't keep going up. That would be a bit awkward if Abyssia just pops up in Roos's Cap Circle. But we'll see what they do. As it is, they had 0 losses against some Ko-Oni, so yeah, good start for them. Marverni here has an Awake Expander, so takes 2 provinces. Send their starting army into the Horse Tribe. How did that go? Yeah, just lost a couple of the bird-chested guys. You do have Boar Warriors. Do they get blessed? Holy Avenger into Divine Blessing. So the bless is Fire Resistance and Death Explosion. Very nice. Those guys are going to blow up and kill the bird-chested warriors, probably. Not much to see here, though. As for the dragon... Now this is pretty cool. The dragon seems to be on hold for 5 turns or something? I don't know. It spams fire darts. I've never seen a dragon just spam fire darts, but it seems pretty effective against the... What are these? Wolf Tribe? Yeah. After that, it seems to be on, I don't know, attack? Maybe unscripted. It does start breathing fire again. Still makes easy work of the Wolf Tribe. It's flying now, so I assume it's on attack. I'm not sure. But takes Grey Mountain, so a nice province for them, and then they also get Plummerston, so... Another nation with a great start. Can also see Calum. That might be pretty bad for Calum, I don't know. But do people usually want to... Do you want to rush someone as Marverni on turn 2? Probably not. Muspelheim then. So they went straight into Utenshire. Can see Sauro. Yeah, they are getting 3 Sacreds out of turn, like they said. I imagine this is not too difficult for them. Muspelheim has a very easy time expanding. Any losses? Did lose one of the Huskarls, but probably doesn't matter too much. Maconi then also takes 2 provinces. This is the man-eater. Yeah, this is the thing I was thinking of. So how are you scripted? You have a poison resistance, reinvigoration, and disease resistance blast. That's pretty interesting. So strength of giants into flying shards. Might just be hold or cast. And then attack rear, looks like. So this thing has 10 fear. 17 protection. It does have some affliction resistance. Okay, it's got plenty of hit points. Still seems a little bit risky to expand with that thing, but I guess it's fine if it just hits easy provinces. Maconi also takes Knies Plain as well, so yeah, I think I was meant to make this mountain pass just a harsh border so that nothing could ever get through it. This is a slightly awkward now. They're touching cap circles. Some of these people might be too close together, I don't know. But it is what it is. The other force had 0 losses. Oh no, it did. Lost a couple of the little guys. Not too bad though. They've got plenty of the big guys. So Maconi also on 2 provinces. Nice start for them. Sauramatia. So they told us they have a big stat blast, I think. About the stats. What was it again? It's, yeah, strength and larger. Plus some fire resistance, blur, and awareness. So Oyapatas are also very good expanders. They didn't do a lot of damage though, once you start fighting players, so the strength is probably a good idea. Hitting for 20 piercing with the buff seems quite nice. Larger, I guess, also makes the the actual lizard survive a bit longer. They should also have an easy time expanding, but yeah, they can see Muspelheim right here. I would probably be immediately messaging Muspelheim and saying, this river looks like our natural border. Is that good with you? Since that would also benefit me, since it pushes them back and gives us the farmland. Let's see. So there's Sauro for Moria next. How are they doing? Moria has a big starting army, I think, and Furbolg aren't bad. Got Slingers and Furbolg warriors. I can see a Nemedian warrior in there. So there's 1 Nemedian warrior as well. Let's see, how many losses did you take? Nothing. So 1 Nemedian warrior. Interesting. Did we see your bless at all? Let's see. Poison resistance, reinvigoration, dark vision, and heroism. Interesting. Not too difficult though. They took a nice province. 85 income. They have plenty of space to move, but they can see Yomi. Okay. Yomi themselves we've looked at. Is that everyone then? Beritos, Roos. I don't think we looked at Roos, did we? Where did you go? Went straight to the Woods of Killing. So do you have any of those sacreds? Is it these guys? Are these just shapeshifters? Oh, yeah, they're also sacred, okay. Let's see. Larger, okay, well. There we go then. Big bears going in. Looks pretty straightforward. Bodyguards on his prophet. Including a sacred bodyguard. Very cautious. So there's the Woods of Killing. Lost a couple of the starting army guys, but yeah, the skin shifters with 21 kills. Still upright. The berserkers are pretty good too, right? It's a lot of hit points for a human unit. Hit very hard. Yeah. I wonder who would actually win early between Rus and Abyssia, actually. I'm not entirely sure. Next was Ubar. So Ubar also attacked 2 provinces. Don't even have an awake god. Still able to attack 2 provinces on turn 2. Including lizards. Although, oh, they have tons of projectiles, so javelins and arrows against lizards is just going to wreck them straight away. They have no armor and no shields. So if you've got projectiles, lizards are quite straightforward. If you're just light infantry or something, you tend to get ruined by lizards or giants or something. So as it is, no losses for their starting army. And then they're also attacking the Ball of Dust with a bunch of these things, Jin warriors. It's super annoying to deal with, and some ghouls as well. 50% regeneration, no protection though. So some invisible ethereal infantry and some regenerating ghouls. Are you undead or anything? No, demons. Yeah, Ubar, bit of a DLC nation. Extremely strong. Wait, these have 2 forms? They're now ethereal. Dude, this nation's such bullshit. Okay, yeah, if you want easy expansion, I think you play Ubar for sure. They have 2 provinces. Also haven't seen their neighbors yet, but they have quite a few of them. So they have Beratos to their west, Kalem to their south, Yomi to their east, and Malverni to their north. I mean, I guess everybody has neighbors in every direction, but I mean, like, Beratos is a bit more awkward to get to Rus. Ubar is quite close to a lot of people. And then back to Pyrenees, Abyssia, Malverni, Muspelheim, Maconi, Saraforo. Yep. Okay, we've looked at everybody. So there's expansion so far. 3 people took 2 provinces, not 2. I forgot about Ubar. And lots of people already finding their neighbors. Is there anyone who hasn't found a neighbor yet? Let's ask that question before we close out. You found a neighbor. Beratos. Beratos has not found a neighbor. They might have the most blessed start of anyone so far. However, they are next to Ubar and an awake expanding Maconi, so, you know, they might not want to count those blessings just yet. Rus has also not found a neighbor yet. Might be able to see one, but I haven't actually started touching them yet. But Abyssia might be directly under them quite soon. And we will probably see a contest over this farmland at some point. These are 2 nations that would probably be able to attack a... This is 60 enemy units, and it's cataphracts. So, I don't know. On the report, it doesn't look like a lot of the army is made up of cataphracts, though. It might mostly be light infantry. I feel like either of these nations could try taking that. We could get a nice early bump. See what that does. There are a lot of heavy infantry around, heavy cavalry around here. That will be interesting. Yomi's found Femoria. Beratos, no. Rus, no. Ubar hasn't bumped into a neighbor yet either. Pyrenees hasn't. Malverni has found Kalem. Muspelheim has found Sauro. Maconi hasn't quite found anyone. Can probably see Muspelheim, maybe? I don't know. Maybe Muspelheim can see Maconi? They have Dominion here? Yeah, they can probably see Maconi as well. Sarah, can you see anyone else besides Muspelheim? No. Moria can see Yomi. Kalem can see Malverni. I think that's everyone, right? Okay. Well, there's turn 3. I'll end things there, end the video there. Yeah, I'll try to... I won't watch every expansion battle going forwards, I'll just try to focus on the important stuff. I will quickly... Is there anyone who's blessed I didn't pay attention to? So, Maconi has Poison Res, Reinvigoration, and Disease Resistance. Yeah, Sarah has Fire Res, Blur, Strength, Logic, and Awareness. Moria has Poison, Reinvigoration, Dark Vision, and Heroism. Laverne has fire resistance and death explosion. I guess that'll be quite funny on boars, right? Although there's a lot of fire resistance in this game, so the explosion might not do much. Pyrenees has 10 shock res, 2 defense, Blur, 10 undying, and enchanted blood. Very interesting. I don't know much about Pyrenees is the thing. Do they have sacred units? They do. Do they have astral mages? They do not. Okay, so that is a unit bless. So that's for these guys. Interesting. Abyssia, we don't know yet. Ubar has a magic leadership bless. Interesting that... I guess we got told about Yomi's bless, didn't actually see it. Calum has penetration and Farcaster. That would be cool if they survive. Beratos has Unbearable Splendor. Interesting. Is that all? I think so. I haven't seen that before. Yeah. Roos has a larger. Muspelheim also has a larger. Yeah, they might have an Incarnate Bless, of course. And we have Affliction Resistance, but that's not really relevant, so yeah. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Hope you're enjoying it so far, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.